Good morning, everyone. Guess what today is? It's Zoosday. Are you excited, Ruby?
I am totally excited.
Well, this is Ruby.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Kelly, and we're both at the Kansas City Zoo. We're in the Zoo Learning Center in our resource room with all of our delightful skulls and bones behind us. But that's not the topic today. The topic today is we're getting ready for a party.
Yes, and it's going to be an awesome party. I am so excited. We're going to have games, and we're going to have music, and we're going to have lots and lots of people. It is going to be one of the funnest things we've ever done here.
And guess what, guys? Join us for
Oh my gosh, first thing, it needs decorations, right?
Oh, you get on decorating.
Yes, I will totally do that. Hey, we're going to get some flowers here. I think we need to put some nice little garland up here. We got to get this place looking really festive because it's not a party unless we have all these cool decorations, right?
Absolutely, Ruby.
Oh my goodness. Those, and we got some dinosaurs that we go in here because you can't have a party without some party animals.
Absolutely, and
right.
Why not dinosaurs?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's good and look festive.
I know,
over there.
right? Who wouldn't want to come to this party?
Everybody's going to want to come to the party.
Yes, and that's the whole point of a party, right? To have lots of friends around.
Definitely, lots of friends. But you know, Ruby, like I said, this party is so much more than just a party. It's also about animal behavior.
Yeah. Well, you know.
You probably think I'm crazy.
Well, you know, there's been some times, Kelly.
But animal behavior actually links really well with what you're doing right there. More specifically, let's define what animal behavior is. Animal behavior is really just what an animal does. It's not complicated.
No.
I mean, sometimes it does get complicated trying to interpret it and figure out why they're doing that, but animal behavior is really just doing things and being. So it's really not a complicated term. Now, where it gets more complicated here is when we branch off to this party.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about social behavior more specifically today, and social animals.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Social.
Social.
What springs to mind when you think of the word social?
I think of a lot of people or a lot of interaction between one group and another group.
That's a good explanation. It's usually at least more than one individual.
Right.
Whether it's more than one animal or more than one person, you can't be super social by yourself unless you're doing it over Zoom and things like that. But that's different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Animals can't do that. Since we're talking about social animals, they got to have at least one more with them to be a social animal. And can you think of any animals that might meet that requirement?
Meet that requirement.
More than one that likes to hang out. Not just coincidental either.
I mean, you know, anything in a herd, like, you know, zebras or, you know, elephants. Birds are super social. You know, they live in flocks. Primates, monkeys and apes usually live in some sort of troop.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you got this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure our friends at home are thinking about all different animals they've seen here at the zoo or in their own backyard that like to hang out with one another.
Yeah.
So with hanging out with one another comes some benefits.
Yeah.
Because we all want to survive, whether we be human or animal. We like to hang out. We like to have all the things we need. And there are 4 benefits for being a social animal rather than being by yourself.
Okay.
But I think we should loop this back around to you getting ready for your party.
That's true. If I'm going to throw a party, I'm going to have some more people here. So I need to get on these invitations. So let's see here. Ooh, you're invited. First off, I'm gonna have to invite you, Kelly, because
I appreciate that.
Gosh, that would just be mean if I hadn't. So, Kelly, we're gonna have this party. I say we should have this party next Saturday.
Okay.
All right. So let's say about 5 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
All right, we'll get that going. Okay, I've got that invitation. Ooh, so man, I think I got so many invitations here. I think I need to have tons of people. So many people that you couldn't even find me if I was at the party.
Whoa, Ruby.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge bash. I mean, it's going to be so much fun. So I think I'm just going to sit here and start hanging out with all these invitations, make sure I get all my friends in here, because the more the merrier. You know they say safety in numbers, right? I mean,
safety in numbers.
And party in numbers.
Party in numbers.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a little friend here that you don't want to forget to invite. His name is Blue. He is a chinchilla. And Blue the chinchilla, believe it or not, is a social animal that does like safety in numbers. In the high Andes Mountains in South America, this little guy lives in about a colony of 100 little chinchillas. That's both really cute and kind of terrifying at the same time. But this little guy really counts on there being so many chinchillas that he's safe. That if a predator comes along, that predator has a higher likelihood of eating one of his friends, which I know sounds mean, but that means he gets to live another day. You can see that he's definitely a prey animal, and we talked about that in a different Zoosday of a difference between a predator and prey. You can see he has those large ears and big eyes and long whiskers, all to detect those predators that might be coming to him. But those friends that he lives with and his family, safety in numbers. Also, if I were a predator and I saw a whole bunch of chinchillas there, I probably wouldn't mess with them.
Yeah, I
so
wouldn't.
You definitely need to invite this little guy.
Okay, yeah, he's definitely on the list. Make sure I get him an invitation.
Excellent.
Right here.
And I think,
You're
Ruby,
invited, yeah.
I think we can invite some of our zoo animal friends too.
Oh, totally. I mean, like I said, you can't have a party without a party animal.
And what's a better party animal that's already dressed than a penguin?
I know, already in a tuxedo, right? He's ready to go.
Exactly. So let's visit some of our penguin friends up in their exhibit.
Oh yeah, look at this. They are so many sitting there together. They're moving around. They're mingling. They're having these conversations, flapping their wings, showing off. Definitely a party going on in the penguin exhibit, right?
Definitely. Love that. All those penguins. And you know, just like I mentioned with the chinchilla, they do have animals that would like to eat a penguin. Not a whole lot, but there are a few. So it's definitely safety in numbers, especially for these little guys. These are baby macaronis. They're all grown up now, but those safety in numbers, they will make sure they protect the young from those predators. The adults will.
Yeah.
So that safety in numbers is really important for a social creature that relies on its friends and family.
That's true.
So it can be an adult, and then it can do the same duty to the next set of babies.
That's right. Yeah. And you know, also, it's really nice in that cold weather to have all those penguins around to help keep you warm, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, it helps out a lot.
That chinchilla had the fur, but
that's true.
You know, when you're a penguin and those blustery Arctic winds come through, you definitely want your friends to kind of circle around you to give you an extra layer of warmth that your feathers probably wouldn't give you.
That is true. That's true. Oh, and here's our Humboldts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little bit more warmer weather, so safety in numbers in there is not because of the cold. It's definitely because something might try to eat them, like a sea lion or something like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I think our penguins are a great example of they like to be around a lot of other penguins to feel really secure and safe.
That's true. That's true. Well, you know, the party's going to be here before we even know it. I think I better get ready for this party.
Okay, I think you should get ready.
Yeah, I think I should get ready. I mean, I look a mess right now, so I think I need to, wash off my face. Oh man, get kind of spruced up here. My hair, it's been a rough day. Got to get this hair combed and everything. Got to get ready for all my guests. Yeah. Oh, and we cannot forget about the most essential part of getting ready for a party, Kelly. It's the hat, right? I mean, we got to have some party hats going. Whew, so now that I'm all spiffied up for this party, getting ready for all my guests, I don't think there's too much more that I need to do other than, I don't know, maybe another animal can help us out with the whole getting ready part. Let's see, what sort of animal would be really
Well, let's see if he'll come
awesome?
out, because
Let's see here.
we're being super interesting today with him.
Okay.
Oh, he's a pro.
Oh yeah, looky there.
He's a pro.
I mean, he's not wearing a party hat, but I guess he could show up to my
He's got
party.
his party colors on.
There
Look
we
at that.
go.
So this little guy here, will you show our friends at home your beautiful face? Oh my gosh, it's a messy face. Looks like he hit the next step before
Yeah,
you
he
did.
didn't kind of spiffy up for this party, did he?
Nah, but he doesn't need
He'll
to.
have some time.
So this guy is a double yellow-headed Amazon parrot. His name is Buddy, and you can see his back really well. There we go. There's a side view of him. And the reason that I brought this guy out is Ruby was getting ready for the party.
Yeah.
She was putting on all kinds of things. She was cleaning herself up. Well, parrots, along with many, many other birds, they do what's called preening one another. Really what that means is they take their beaks and they kind of brush each other's feathers to keep them nice and healthy so they can fly and all that good stuff. Now, you're thinking, well, I've seen some birds do it to themselves. Well, of course. We also groom ourselves, but man, I really like it when I go get my hair fixed or my hair cut. It feels so good to have somebody brush it or wash it. It just feels amazing.
So much better than doing it yourself.
It is. And it's just so relaxing. So the same thing kind of happens with parrots or birds that preen. It's a way for them to bond with one another. So they definitely need each other. Also, if you really think about it, this guy can't really reach the feathers on top of his head very well with his beak, so he definitely needs his friends to keep those feathers on top of his head nice and clean and healthy looking. In fact, he looks like he needs a friend right now.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I'm not it. I know.
Clean up that beak there, bud. You got guests coming.
He just had breakfast. It's all good. So I think, Ruby, there might be another animal that lives here in the zoo. Actually, many other animals.
True. That do sort of that whole grooming thing, right?
Right. They don't exactly preen. That's more specific to birds.
Yeah. I think I saw not too long ago, maybe some primates that had started doing that. Our
Absolutely.
lemur and our chimp friends.
Yes.
Those type of guys. They do a lot of that, don't they? Oh, yeah, look, here's our cotton-top tamarins. As you can see, he's all stretched out, and we've got another friend there trying to pick off all that little stuff in his fur. It's kind of hard to give these guys a bath. So they do this just to keep each other clean. And also, it's a really good way to make some really good friends within the troop. And I don't know if you notice, it looks like the one that's preening there might even have a baby on its back. If you look really closely. Yeah, here's another one, just separating those different pieces of hair, trying to find all the little bugs and everything that might be on them. Oh, and here we have some chimps doing the same thing.
Oh, yes.
I mean, doesn't that look like the best, situation possible?
Ruby, that sounds actually kind of gross.
Well, yeah.
To pick off bugs with your mouth.
That's true. I mean, that was kind of gross to us, but for these guys, it's an essential part of their social bonding.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And, sometimes they're even so particular, depending on that hierarchy of who's the top chimp or who's the top gibbon.
Yeah.
That sometimes you do a lot more grooming than you get groomed.
That's true. So, if you're the coolest of the cool, you're going to get a lot of it. Mm-hmm. But, that's just kind of how it goes in the animal kingdom.
That is.
Yeah.
But it works for them.
It does work for them, right? Everybody has a role in that group.
And that's important when you live with other animals,
That's
as
true.
these social species are. This
Yeah.
all being that wonderful animal behavior that I talked about earlier.
Definitely.
You can see our Saki monkeys and our blue. Man, there's some lazy grooming going on
Yeah,
here.
that's right. Look at that. Oh man, well, now that we've all kind of spiffied up for this party, I think about the only thing I have to get ready for is we've got to find some food, right? So I think over here at my table, I have some snacks that I'm going to start getting ready. So we got to have snacks for our guests when they ever come, because, you know, when you go to a party, you get hungry. I mean, after all that. So we got some good old snacks here, some animal crackers. I mean, come on, right? For our animal party, we get that going. All right, get a couple of them out there. And let's see here, we got some popcorn for all of our friends. We'll put some lovely pretzels out, and we can't forget the drinks. Oh my gosh, we have to have the drinks, right? Here
Gotta
we
have
go.
drinks. You can't have animal crackers without some drinks.
I know, right? I mean, we can't have people smacking their lips everywhere, right?
Oh.
We've got to. And you know, people get kind of angry if you come to the party, you don't feed them, right?
Absolutely.
So, you know, do you think that, you know, coming to a party for an animal, you think there are some like food options that they might have?
Well, this animal that is joining us today isn't going to go to the grocery store to get its food.
Well, that's true. That is true.
It is going to hunt its food.
Okay, all
In
right.
fact, the next couple animals we're talking about. So today we have Megan joining us and her feathery friend. Her name is Sedona. And Sedona is a beautiful Harris hawk. And as you can see, Megan has a lovely glove on, which suggests to us that Sedona has some very sharp talons or toenails on her feet. She uses those sharp toenails and that very sharp beak to hunt her food, to catch it. Now, that sounds pretty normal for most hawks and eagles and owls and all that good stuff. I can tell my audience is like, oh, I know that. I've heard it before. But here's the special part. Sedona, being a Harris hawk, is actually a social animal, which is kind of unusual for a bird of prey or a raptor. Typically, they live by themselves because finding food by themselves is just easier. Not Sedona here. She loves to live with other Harris hawks. Now, these guys are native to kind of the desert region, so Arizona, New Mexico, California area. And she will live with other Harris hawks to help hunt that food, find that food. They can even stack on top of each other to look for that food on top of a cactus. It looks pretty silly. I suggest you guys look it up after our video because we can't really demonstrate that with only one Harris hawk. But it is a pretty cool thing to do and very, very unique to Harris hawks that are found right here in the United States. So she's a beautiful girl. We thank Megan and we thank Sedona for joining us today. And then we're going to also check out an animal in the zoo that is a social hunter.
Oh, yeah, social hunting. That is probably one of the best ways to go hunting, right?
It kind of has its advantages and disadvantages. So let's check out our painted dog here. Now, of course, we're not going to see our video of a painted dog hunting because, well, we just feed them.
Right.
Sometimes we make them look for their food, but you're going to see our keeper training with our beautiful painted dog here. And here's the thing. These guys, you know, you think of painted dogs being a dog, and then you automatically kind of link them to wolves and the hunt in a pack and all that good stuff.
Right.
You're like, oh, of course, that makes absolute sense. But here's the thing about painted dogs that make them special and why I wanted to feature them during our food preparation.
Yeah.
They not only hunt, they have a really great technique of hunting that they will hunt the food, the healthiest ones will go out and get the food, and they will bring it back and make sure that the young and the old get the food first. Isn't that really cool, Ruby?
That is so awesome. So you're telling me that these guys hunt together, and then they bring their food back and they share it with everyone else?
Absolutely.
Now, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know if that's got to be the definition of social.
Definitely.
I mean, come on. I know that a lot of times when I go hunting for the refrigerator, it's usually just for me. I think I need to learn from our friends here at the zoo to kind of share the wealth.
Definitely. Don't take all the best stuff for yourself.
I know. It's really hard not to share. Yeah.
Okay, Ruby.
Well, you know,
We got one more part to this party here.
I think that's true. I think we have to have some games, right? So, I don't know, Kelly. Have you played either one of these games before? Connect 4, Jenga?
I haven't played Connect 4 before.
All right. Well, so one of the things that we can do at this party, not only having fun, is that when we play games, we can learn stuff too, right? So I will probably end up teaching you at some point in time what these two games are, how to play them. And once you learn them, it's going to be a blast.
And then I can teach the other folks at the party how to do it too.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, games, even though they're fun, they are a really great way to kind of bring people in, to get people talking to it, interacting, and actually learn something in the process, even though it is just for, you know, how to play Connect 4.
So wait a minute. I don't have to necessarily be like your teacher or your parent to teach you something?
No, I learn stuff all the time from everybody that, you know, whether I'm just watching them or if they're just showing me something cool that I've never seen before.
That sounds like exactly what we're doing right now with our friends out there.
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. So yeah, we are kind of all learning together and teaching, and you know, maybe some of our friends out there can teach us some cool stuff at some point too.
Definitely.
I don't know, but all I know is that when I learn new games, I end up having a blast.
It is a lot of fun to learn the new games.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really hard, especially when you're trying to understand the rules, and sometimes you make mistakes, but that's why friends and family help you to keep practicing and get better at it, so then you can master it and then start teaching other people.
Oh, I got it.
All right.
Oh my
nice
goodness,
job.
look at that. That was crazy. All right, well, I don't know. Are there some other really fun stuff that we can learn from our games or from just from each other, just being around each other?
Well, you know, the classic example is meerkats, but we really don't have meerkats on exhibit here at the zoo anymore.
That's true. Okay.
We all remember how meerkats definitely teach each other, and everybody takes on different roles. So they are a great example of a social species that likes to teach each other various roles and all that good stuff.
All right, well.
But I can think of another animal that we actually have here at the zoo. A couple of them.
Okay. Would they happen to be an animal that lives somewhere near the water and plays in the water? It seems to me like
possible.
Like I saw something like that out there last time I walked around. Oh,
our otters.
That's right. I just could not think of the name.
Now these guys that live in our tropics building, there are small clawed otters, and I realize that tub there is just a small tub that they can't actually swim in, but it shows you how much they like the water.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, otters and many other animals that swim much of their life don't know how to swim when they are first born.
I didn't realize that. You mean they're just not born learning or knowing how to swim?
It's not an instinct. They have to learn it from another otter that can do it well.
Kind of like us.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember taking those swimming lessons.
Definitely. Yeah. And it wasn't easy, was it?
It wasn't. It wasn't at all.
Especially, let's say, if you were scared.
Yeah.
You maybe sometimes had to
get
a little encouragement.
I had some coaxing going on, yes.
Or just pushed in the water.
Well,
if you're an otter, that's okay.
That's how it goes, yeah.
So these guys, definitely, you can see, we've got the parents and the kids out there in the water, enjoying the water, is what you will see when you come to the zoo right now. But just imagine those early days of the otters learning how to swim.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't easy. And the otters, you know, whether it was the parents or the kids, the kids may have even learned from their other siblings, their brothers or sisters.
That's true.
The ones that were faster learners or better at it, and the ones
show the tricks of the trade.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's not just the parents that
that teach
will
them.
teach them.
Well, and the good thing about with the otters too, and sea lions and other animals that are in groups, there's always sort of that safety net like we talked earlier. They may be learning something new, but if they happen to get in trouble, there's always someone else there to help out.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. So you can see that learning is a big part of being a social animal.
That's true.
It's kind of hard to learn on your own.
It is.
It's possible.
It is possible.
But it's definitely a lot easier if there's somebody there to show you how to do it and then keep you practicing.
That's true. You know, groups, study groups, you know, learning new things as friends, it's always much more fun to have those people around whenever you're doing new stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Ruby, let's do a recap. Make sure we've got all the stuff we need for our party, and make sure we remember all the animals that we met as being social species.
That's right. So, well, first off, I decorated. That was the great thing, right?
Decorating's good. You got to prep for the party.
So we learned about our chinchillas with invitations. I definitely didn't want to forget to invite a chinchilla. I mean, that's awesome.
And our penguins. So
that's true.
You really liked a lot of
different animals.
Those animals like chinchillas and even penguins. Like a lot of them around because they feel safer that way.
That's true. That's true.
And they're scarier to a predator if there's more of them.
That is, right? You know, if, you know, most predators, unlike the ones we talked about that are in groups, do hunt alone. So when you have a big group, it's kind of intimidating, right?
It is. Right? It is.
Well, I think before the party started, I had to get ready for it. You know, I had to look my best.
Definitely.
So, you know, I groomed myself. I got myself looking. I put my wonderful party hat on. And I think our bird friend, our parrot friend, needed a little bit of help himself, but he was getting there. He was getting there.
He did have a bit of a mess, but our bird friends, like our parrots, are really good at preening one another.
Yeah, preening.
That live in a social setting. Not only that, if we go past our parrot friend and we remember the video.
The primates.
Whether it was the chimpanzees, the gibbons, the blue monkeys.
The saki monkeys.
All those guys.
Cotton tamarins.
Yeah. All those guys groom one another. And it not only helps keep their fur nice and healthy, keeps bugs out of it, but it's also a way of bonding with one another.
That's true. That's true. And another way to bond with them is over a plate of delicious food.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many of us has gone to a restaurant or something and ate together and had a blast talking to each other?
Absolutely.
I mean, eating is a great place to talk to people.
To bond.
Yeah, to bond,
or sharing that food.
That's true.
We had Sedona, our Harris hawk, come visit us.
Right.
Which was really unique because most birds of prey like her that hunt usually eat all the food by themselves.
That's true.
But they actually cooperate and go hunting and share food and all that fun stuff, and actually cooperate when getting ready to hunt, looking for that food by stacking on top of one another.
And our painted dogs did the same thing. They cooperated, then they came back and shared what they got. That was really nice of them.
Definitely. So food, hunting, definitely a good way to bond and be a social animal. And let's face it, then you don't have to go hunting all the time.
That's true. That's true. And then to top off our party, we had some party games where we learned some new things from each other. Just like our otters was learning things from each other.
Otters learning how to swim. The sea lions learn how to swim. Those babies don't know how to swim when they're first born. They have to be taught that. So that seems like a really important thing to learn from your friends or your family.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I think we had a pretty good party, right?
I mean, think we are ready to go.
We're ready to go. And I think that as soon as these invitations go out, I mean, it's going to be one of the best things of the season, I think.
Definitely. We might have to wait a little bit for all the people, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So maybe we'll do it over Zoom instead. I got really excited. I got really excited.
You kind of got a little ahead of yourself.
I did. I know.
But I want to thank everybody for joining us today. You know what? Throw your own party. Think about those social animals that might fit into each of those categories that could join your party. And send us pictures of those animals joining your party. You might have stuffed animals, or draw pictures of the animals, or draw pictures of the party. That would be fun.
Yeah.
So send those to us. We, of course, would love you guys to come visit us at the zoo and have your own little party in front of the exhibits with each of those animals. But until then, we will say goodbye to you and see you next time.
Yeah, be safe.